Nexxlegacy.
Welcome all to this edition of Nexxlegacy Radio. I am Branded in the house tonight. Welcoming all those out there listening from everywhere. When I say everywhere, I'm talking about everywhere. United States. Shout out to all my people out there in Canada, Germany, Australia, all the people out there that's listening, following in. Definitely checking out the music and the sound and the interview of a great one, and who is on the rise and continue to rise with beautiful music and a driven, passionate personality. I'm sure that the people out there, once you get a chance to get to know this young lady, you can definitely fall in line, support, not just support her on her musical grind. Make sure you go ahead and celebrate all things that she is accomplishing, because she has a deep resume. And when I say that, I'm talking about a resume that has music, that has movies, that has a lot of aspiring things, just a around the way girl in a lot of different ways. And I want everybody out there that's listening to follow this young lady on Instagram. Actually, you know what? You can hit up all of her social media sites. Instagram is Deja Cain Official. Facebook is Deja Cain Official. YouTube is Deja Cain. If you don't know how to spell it, DejaCain. And, hey, she's on the rise, and I want to welcome this beautiful young lady to Nexxlegacy Radio. Deja's in the building. What's up, girl?
Hi. What's up?
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm good. Happy holidays. Happy holidays. Happy holidays.
Yes, happy holidays. Yes.
How you doing?
I'm good. I've just been working on some new stuff. Actually, I think I'm waiting for my new song to be released. I'm assuming with it being Christmas time and the holidays, it's been a little slow processing, but that's okay. Can't rush the process. But I actually consider a new single that I'm working on too. So that's pretty much it. I've just been working and doing my music, and yeah.
Just on your grind. See, you sound like, you know what, hey, I got so much going on. I can't wait to tell these people, but, stay tuned at the same time. You know what I mean? So I love it. Like I said, I had a chance over the last few days just to kind of really check out what you had going on, bio and all, music and all. And I'm looking forward to everything that you have to offer when it comes to your God-given talent. And it's one where I know the listeners out there who's just down logging in, trying to get to know who Deja Cain is. And, I want people out there to, know a little bit more about you. So without further ado, just go ahead and tell the listeners a little bit about yourself, how you got started in the music, and, what you got going on for yourself, big picture, as far as the big goal that you have.
So my actual name is Deja Cain. I like it so much I use it as my stage name, and I'm born and raised in Kansas City, Kansas. I've pretty much done music most of my life, and as you guys haven't, I've done a lot of other interviews and basically just been a big part of what I do in theater, and I was on the worship team at my church for a very long time. It's just something I enjoy to do. I sing 24/7. I don't think I'm ever not singing. I pretty much got serious around my high school year and bought all my recording equipment and kind of just got used to how it is in, the actual studio. I really have been getting into the game, I guess you could say, the past, 2-3 years now. I released my project this May, not last May. Gosh, with the new year coming up, it's confusing me. So that was a nice little project, and I've just been working on some new stuff that I'm actually really excited to release. It's a little bit different. I have is a very R&B track, but I also will be doing another one kind of the beginning of the year, and I'm rapping. I'm not so much a rapper, really. I'm more of a singer, but I do like to throw a little bit of rap here and there, add up the flair a little bit. So that's pretty much been my grind for the past 3 years, is just kind of learning the music industry and how everything works and different pieces that I'm missing to the puzzle, pretty much of how to do everything right. So it's been a very big learning adventure. I go back to California a lot, and I have a really nice fam out in Texas that support me at Next Level Internet radio station. And yeah, that's pretty much my ultimate goal, even if I'm not, superstar famous. I just really love making music, and I do want to reach a lot more people, obviously, just because everyone has different situations and what they can relate to and different vibes all around the world. Like some of the songs I do here aren't really the vibe of like Kansas City. So I don't know if that will answer your question, but yeah, kind of just being able to reach other people in different ways and getting to know more people and in the world and all that good stuff. So,
not only did you answer the question, I mean, you just have a humble nature about just everything that you're trying to do for yourself, stuff like that. So, I mean, you said you started doing music at a young age. Like, what made you decide that, you know what, this is what I want to do? Like, win, lose, or draw. This is it. This is all chips all on the table. This is what I'm rocking with.
Well, it's actually funny you say that because I initially, I think probably, like my freshman year, I was like, yeah, like I love singing. I was actually going to go to college for ministry. I wanted to be like a worship leader. And I ended up not going just because it was in Oklahoma, and that's like one of the worst places to live with asthma. And, everything happens for a reason and stuff. And especially that same year is when I got casted into Hairspray. And I've never, ever got any, like, lead roles or anything just because I actually was kind of shy in the acting realm. Singing I wasn't, but, like, acting-wise, I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. Like, what is this? So I wanted to be in Hairspray so bad. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to go for it. And the theater director there, Mr. Hastings, casted me, and I was the only freshman that made it. And everyone made it such a big deal because I guess freshmen, like, never get casted. And after being with all those cast members and just doing that show, I was like, okay, yeah, like, I love this. This is what I want to do. Like, I love singing. I love acting, dancing. I was in dance as a little girl. So I think my freshman year of high school was really my, like, okay, I need to get serious. So that's when I started doing a lot of contests and stuff. And, a lot of those contests, I never got picked, really. I mean, I did a few talent shows, but we have things here called, like, Oasis Got Talent. I did American Idol, like, 3 times. I tried out for The Voice, and they contacted me here and there, but I never, like, got picked, I guess you could, per se. So that's kind of what got it started and got me moving. Yeah.
And here you are right now, just embarking on a lot of different things. Deja Cain's my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio. I'm Branded, the host. Make sure you go ahead and follow this young lady on IG right now, Deja Cain, Facebook, Deja Cain, and make sure you hit up YouTube. Add that subscribers to this young lady's legacy she's building right now. And what's been some of the eye-opening things, I guess you could say, when it comes to just diving into this industry, just doing a lot of stuff with, either working with producers, different artists, directors, things like that or whatnot. Like, what in this music part, what's been some of the biggest eye-opening things you have, for better or for worse?
Well, that's a good question because there's kind of a lot. I would definitely say, how much work it is. Like, people talk about it and they're like, yeah, okay, but like when you actually do it, there's so many pieces you have to learn. And like, I'm still learning. Even my brother taught me at a really early age how to like record myself, go back, delete, but even just like the mixing process and having someone make you that beat from scratch and then learning your copywriting and just all the stuff that goes into it. It's more than just, okay, I'm going to make a song and I'm going to drop it. Like, you have your BMI, your ASCAP, everyone getting their percentages, copywriting, just like so many little pieces of the vision you want for it. What kind of photo album are you going to do? Like, there's just a lot of things that go into it that you don't really think about at first. You think it's just, oh, I recorded this song, I'm going to drop it, and there's a lot more that goes into it, but it also is a good learning process. And for me, I don't really know if it's a bad way to think about it, but I always think about how someone's working 10 times harder than me, and I'm like, okay, what else can I do to, like, improve and work harder, if that makes sense, because there's so many people that, do want to be an artist and a singer and an actress and stuff, and there's so many people that are, trying to achieve the same goals as you, which isn't bad, but you just always have to think, like, it's really something you can't slack on. Like, if you want it to really be your lifelong career, it's something you have to invest in, and it can't just be a little hobby you do here and there. And some people like doing that. I'm not hating on people who like to just do stuff on the side and make their music, but for me, it's something that I really want to do for the rest of my life. So I'm always thinking, like, man, like, what should I be doing right now? I know there's something like, let me build my website, or let me ask someone on this, or just those little things. So I definitely think those were some eye-openers and how much it kind of costs when there's certain ideas you want to do. It's not very cheap. So right. Time, but it is what it is,
I think when it comes to, especially with a business, like you said, it's cutthroat. There's a lot of people in line with you, and you got to find the next, like, oh, okay, they doing it this way. Let me see if I can do it better. Like, I think and it's a healthy competition. It's not even on nothing on some hate level. It's just looking at who's out there. Look, I gotta either step my game up, or I gotta reinvent the game, or and at the same time still do it you're in your own lane. Because when I listen to you, I don't hear any Deja sound like XYZ. You know what I mean? Like, Deja has her own style, her own flow, her own creativity. See the videos, you see the same thing, and it's in a sense where it's just kind of like, okay, I see the direction where you're going, because you don't put yourself in a class with anybody else other than yourself, right?
Yeah. Right.
And I think that's important because, especially when you're in the business, you just want to make sure, like, you can be inspired by a lot of great ones, because I think a lot of people do. But you take pieces of what they have and then you make it your own. And I think that's important for a lot of people out there that's that's trying to, become something better,
Yeah, for sure. That's like, I think that's one of the, it's weird, I think that's almost one of the, like, hardest things for artists too, is to, gosh, I lost my train of thought for a second. Basically not, like, compare. It's weird, like, you get inspired from certain things from artists, and, like, it helps you with your creativity, but at the same time, it's hard to, like, not sit here and try to compare, if that makes sense, like, because then it really starts messing with your mind and, like, how you want to do things. So I always feel like that's kind of like, I don't know, it's such, like, a hard thing sometimes when I think about it, because it's like, man, there's so much that you can take from that, then I don't know. That's one thing I always think about. It's very tricky, I feel like, at least for me anyway. It's very hard to compare yourself to other artists and the things you want to do or you can't do yet, and how you want to do it.
Right.
Or if you like something but you don't want to, approach it too much to where it's like, okay, you basically just did the same thing. But then it's hard because you're like, I really like that. Yeah.
Exactly. And that's important in the business of growing, and I think it's dope that you're on that path to, not just do it, but do more, and just be an inspiration for a lot of other people out there as well. So it's super dope, because we have Deja Cain is my guest on Nexxlegacy Radio. What I'm going to do is I'm going to play all that, and we're going to come back, and we're going to talk about other things you have going on as well, because, not only are you a singer, you're also a songwriter and you're an actress. So I want to dive a little bit deeper into, like, you know, the multiple roles that you play while achieving your success as well. So we're going to play all that with my girl, Deja Cain, right here on Nexxlegacy Radio. It's my girl, Deja Cain, right here on Nexxlegacy Radio. I am Branded in the house. A lot of listeners out there listening to this young lady, and first-time listeners, too, in a lot of cases, too. So, listen, if y'all first-timers and y'all feeling Deja right now, y'all go ahead and go on her social media right now. Add yourself to her life as she continues to keep making beautiful hits, keep doing beautiful things. Follow her on Instagram right now at Deja Cain Official, Facebook, Deja Cain Official, and make sure you go ahead and subscribe, because I did, on her YouTube, which is Deja Cain, and have the beautiful lady back. And listen, I mean, you know, you getting ready to do a lot of dope things, and you know, you're capturing the imaginations of a lot of people first time as well. So you're also doing a lot of stuff outside of singing too. So I mean, you're writing songs, but also dive into your acting. So I mean, tell the listeners out there, like, you know, what are you up to on those two levels too? Like, are you writing all your songs, or are you getting some help with that too, or like, what are you up to when it comes to just overall doing some stuff and put yourself out there when it comes to your acting skills? Tell the people a little bit about that.
Yeah, so currently on the songs I'm doing now, yes, mostly I'm writing them myself. I also have my brother, the one I'm talking about, that helped me get started with my studio stuff, because he's been really involved in music. He helps me write some too, or he's not really a singer, so he can write a lot of good songs and start some songs where he's like, hey, Deja, like, sing this song for me, and then I'll, like, finish them out, whatever. So it's kind of a mixture of both. I have a lot of songs that I'm working on, getting ready to release right now, that I just wrote, and then there's some that my brother helped me on writing, just because of my last project. I use songwriters, which, like, isn't bad, but I kind of want to do stuff that's a little bit more me and coming from me. So I just decided on my upcoming singles and projects that I want to write it myself. Sounds kind of selfish.
Nice.
Like, I don't know. It's like something I want to do. And yeah, with the acting, I am still doing that. I have some stuff that I'm working on. But Big Trouble, the movie, was the first, like, on-screen film I've kind of done. And that was really cool. It released this year. Well, I know it's on YouTube right now. I know some other platforms are a little bit slow with putting on there. Excuse me. But that's initially, too, I was going to California at the end of December, and that was one of the things that I was going out there for, was to connect with some people that I was meeting to kind of help with my acting career, and kind of finding, like, an acting agent that knew stuff to get me to audition for, just because out in Kansas City there's not really a lot of opportunities for that, so it's really hard to figure out what's legit and what's not. But that got put on hold just because everything's kind of getting shut down again, so I had to cancel my trip, unfortunately.
Oh, wow.
But that's why I kind of like to. Yeah, I know. I was excited. I had a lot of people I was going out there to work with, and I had to be put on hold, which is okay. I recently went out there for the song Veneno I have out with Sienna. That one was really cool. It's a crossover with Spanish and English, and it was a nice little vibe. I'm not really fluent in Spanish. She is Cuban, so she taught me how to sing most of it, obviously, but I love learning about other cultures and just, like, incorporating that in my stuff. So it was really nice working with her. She's a really dope artist. And, yeah, that's why I try to do as much acting as I can in my videos, because, you know, it tells a story. So I try to always add that in there to kind of keep my skills fresh, just because theater acting and TV acting is kind of different to me. It's been very different to me. Some people might use some of the same skills, but to me it seems like completely two different types of acting that I have to switch to. But yes, I am working on more, doing more shows and movies, and I was just discussing with another person who she actually produced Big Trouble the movie, so we were talking about things of that and whatnot. I don't know how much I can speak on since she was talking about it.
Oh, no doubt. Yeah, I know how that is. Yeah.
Right. I'm like, I don't know if she wants to be shared. So, that's my little bite I threw out there. But that's
what's
pretty
up.
much it. Yeah, like I said,
I think for the most part, Deja, I think, especially capturing your imagination as far as what you're building yourself into, as far as how you are marketing yourself and putting yourself out there. I mean, you want to be what do you call it, the Jane of all trades or whatever. You just want to do a lot more. Do you find that studying lines, doing the actress thing is a little different, obviously, from singing? Is there any obstacles that you got to face, like learning lines and just doing it, or does all this stuff comes natural to you?
No, it comes pretty natural. I think it's kind of a good brain exercise, because just like singing and recording, when you do your harmonies and melodies and stuff, and you keep going over that same pitch, and you have to lock it in your brain while like your other vocals are going, and kind of with acting, I mean, or even in musicals and such, like you have to remember what step you're going to do on what line, and what you're singing, while also getting yourself fit to be able to jump around and sing the songs and do the notes. And it's weird because in school, like, I wasn't terrible, but I never really did the best, and it was very hard for me to follow like instructions that were multiple steps, if that makes sense. Or if a teacher was telling us to do something and she lists a whole bunch of stuff at one time, I would be so lost, and I'm like, I don't know what you're doing. What are you talking about? But then when I do musicals and music, it's like it was easy. I didn't even have to try, just like memorizing notes. I did freak out a little bit my senior year. I got cast as a lead role, and I had all these lines, and I was like, oh my God, how am I going to do this? Like, I've never done this before. And it was super easy. It just kind of all comes together and is natural for me. I think I'm very good at remembering just songs and notes and everything. I'm not the best at reading like choir notes. I mean, I can read like sheet music for the violin and stuff. But yeah, it's something that was not hard for me. It's very easy for me to do. When we shot Big Trouble, the movie, that was actually, I went out to California for the NAMM convention, and they introduced it to me right before then. Well, I flew out to California and I forgot my script, so I came back home and I had like two days to learn my lines. Which, I mean, on camera it's different because you can stop and be like, hey, what's my line again? But, yeah, I memorized my lines in like 2 days, and we shot the scenes, and it was a nice little exercise, I think, for me.
Nice, because I know a lot of people look at certain things that, you do when it comes to just kind of like, routine. I mean, in a lot of ways, like you said, I mean, it kind of comes natural because you kind of have that, you have that, like you said, you're very determined to, make sure you use that muscle memory. You kind of do that when you're singing and doing your dance steps, or, when you're doing in the video and stuff like that. And that's super dope. So all the listeners out there that's listening, just in the chat rooms that we have, and people are talking about it, they love your energy. They love what you got going on. They love just the vibe that you're kicking in. All the people out there is, I'm listening while I'm talking to you, and I'm looking at them, and they're like, dope. Hopefully, like, when all this stuff happens and, the vaccine, COVID, people will get back to normal in some sense. People can start, either watching you perform and stuff like that. So my question to you is, like, how have you navigated through, the troubled time that we have for almost a year now? It's been like 8-9 months now, a little bit over 9 months almost, since everything's just kind of kicked in. So how are you handling, just doing your work that you're doing right now and COVID?
I definitely will say I work a lot. I have like 3 jobs aside from music, which people think I'm crazy, but you know what? It is what it is, and I like it, and I like a part of all my jobs that I do. But I really just
damn, girl, do you sleep? Do you even sleep? Good Lord.
It's surprising. I do find time. I find free time and time to spend with my family. It may not be like normal people's free time, because I work like 80+ hours a week, but if you really want it, you know, you make it happen. I like to shop a lot too, so that's mostly my problem. But anyway,
you make it sound so nonchalant. I do make time. I make time. I work 3 jobs. I work 5 jobs. I work 10 jobs. But I could still. I get a few. I get a few hours in. I got to give it to you because you know the thought of 3 jobs is like, oh Lord, have mercy.
I know. I didn't get it from my dad, though. My dad's worked 2 jobs for 34 years, 7 days a week. So I kind of just was like, man, you know what? If you got to do it or you really want something you got to work for, that's what you got to do. I mean, I like to complain. I complain a lot about it. Right. But you know what? It's what I do. And it's what gets me through. And it's not bad all the time. But COVID, I think I did definitely take the time to actually really just, like, save up to invest in myself. Especially initially with the Veneno video, that was supposed to be shot in like April. And then with all that, we were supposed to be going to Tokyo to shoot for the music video, all that. But then everything started getting weird. And me and my videographer, Christian, ended up canceling our trip. And I had like a whole dance team down there in Tokyo. Like, it was going to be so great. But we improvised with that. You know, I still had a great video. And I just recently met, his name is Kevin. He does choreography for me, and we try to meet about 2 to 3 times a week. Sometimes it always doesn't happen because obviously I work a lot. But we basically work on each song that I have, and just I did cheerleading, so my body became like really stiff, and I like forgot how to dance sometimes. So he helped me with that, and we basically prepare so that when the time does come, say if I like get offered a tour, I have a show that I'm ready. We recently did the Appleberry apparel launch party, and we had like 2 weeks to perform, but he got my dancers and everything. Paige, Lexi, and Raven, they're super dope. They're young, and they're killer dancers. So those are people that I've been preparing with and training with just so that we are ready for when the time comes. And then I recently got back into the gym. I really wish I had a treadmill because I would rather like sing and run at the same time because that helps a lot, but I can't do that in the gym.
Right.
So kind of just your basic things. I've been, you know, even if I don't have a certain instrumental or beat or anything, you know, I go into my notes, I write my songs or little melodies that come to me, and then I'll go downstairs to my studio and just work on little things, especially with like the new single I'm working on right now. I actually got really mad just because there's all these events that kept happening. So I was like, you know what, 2021, I'm about to come out talking to all my haters, which is kind of what I did last year because all that released on my birthday. For real.
Right.
You know what? It's my most streamed song, which is so funny because I'm more of a singer, but I released that on my birthday last year. So this beginning of the year, I think I'm going to do the same thing and drop this other rap song, and I just recorded it last week. I got it mixed and mastered, everything set. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to come in 2021 hot. Like, y'all going to feel me on this one. So it's kind of like a new
But isn't it different like when you're doing like, you know, R&B pop or whatnot, and then you got a spot on yourself, and you know you want to go ahead and spit lyrics like a hot one, and it's the writing becomes, is it me or does the writing become a little bit more aggressive? Not aggressive, it doesn't have to be in the lyrics, but just you have a different kind of mentality when you start rapping. It's just a little bit more like forceful in a lot of ways, in a sense, you know what I mean? Like, it's just different, right?
Yeah, well, I definitely feel like with the single, people are about to be like, what the heck? Like, Deja, what? Because I'm like, I've been really good. I try not to use too many cuss words in my songs. Like, as you can see, there's some songs where I have a lot, and there's some where I just don't have any, because I do want to make, like, kid-friendly music. But at the same time, like, you know, I'm not going to lie, I love me some Cardi B. People, you know, some people are like, what? But I like listening to some of her songs, and, like, Sweetie and Mulatto and stuff. But I'm like, yeah, like, I'm trying to be a bad B, you know what I'm saying? Like, so I do think sometimes, like, you know, you listen to that and you're like, man, I feel like a gangster. Like, let me write something down real quick. So I like having those little moments. You know, you got that one little song where you're like, okay, let me lay something down, and then I'm like, all right, let me go back to my little R&B, you know what I'm saying? I have my little moment or whatever. But
I love it, though. I love it. See, again. See, again, that's displaying your many hats that you put on and stuff like that when you get down. Because I like a scenario wwhere you can have different sides to who you are, because I feel like everybody has different sides to who they are, because you can't just float around thinking that you're one way when you have so many other layers about who you are that just needs to be brought to the surface.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So. That's dope. Like, and that's why you're expanding that with not just, singing, rapping, stuff like that, songwriting, what I'm saying, your art form that is acting as well. Like, I think that's dope that you're doing so many different things that enhances your personality and stuff like that. So that's hella cool. So that's dope. So Deja Cain's my guest, Nexxlegacy Radio. I am Branded here in the house. And all the people out there, too, is like, you know what, hey, they want to know. I mean, listen, y'all want all the answers to all the questions that Deja has, but I need y'all to do me a favor, too. I need y'all to follow this young lady on all her social medias right now. Deja Cain Official on IG and Facebook, and Deja Cain on YouTube. And make sure you go ahead and just Google her name, because I did, and you're able to see everything. But when you go on Deja Cain on IG, you can be able to see her Linktree website. Just click on the link, and you're good. So, one of the questions in the chat room, some of the people are having, like, you got 50 jobs, but do you have a personal life mixed in? So how are you able to juggle having hella jobs and personal life?
It can be a little hard. I think for me, like, I'm a planner, like, not too far out, but I'm like, hey, next week around this time, what do y'all do? And my friends are like, that's too far ahead. Like, I don't know. But for the most part, I know, like, they're off on the weekend, and, obviously, like, my family schedule. I do, recently with the new job I have, it's like a set schedule. Beforehand, I work in healthcare, so I work PRN, and then my other job, I make my schedule whenever I want to. So I can kind of pick, like, okay, this day I want to get off at 3, and tomorrow, like, I'll work 16-hour shifts, or I'll work 2 16s and only work, like, 5 hours. So, yeah, it's a little difficult for me, because I really try to work around people's schedule and finding time for dance classes and when to record. But I also think that I'm at the age now to where, me and my friends don't hit each other up, like, every single weekend, like, let's hang out, let's have a sleepover. Although I do miss that, they're all in relationships and stuff, and that's partly why I do have time, too, is because I'm single. I've been single for, 4 years now, and I'm not mad about it. I have stuff that I want to do, and I'm moving to California anyway, so I try not to really start anything here because I'm going to be leaving. But definitely in the beginning was very hard, and I missed out on a lot of things because I do work so much, or there's just music things that I have to do, and I have to sacrifice my time to do what I love. So it can be difficult at times, but you kind of learn to work your way around it. I mean, I've been doing this for over a year now, working this much. So I think I'm just used to it now. I'm used to being a busy bee, and I like it. I don't like being off for too long because I don't know what to do with myself. So
I love how you say, I'm single now. I'm single now for 4 years, but I'm not mad about it. It's fine. It is what it is. You just keep it moving.
Yeah.
It's okay. But I know sometimes it gets during the process of it all, and just having a personal life. I know sometimes, when you're tuned out of just doing music or studying your lines or something like that, you just kind of reflect on things, and it is what it is. But you say you got plans on moving to California, right?
Yeah, my goal was May, but I'm actually enrolled in esthetician school and phlebotomy school, so I'm just gonna finish that here. Plus, it gives me some more time to save up some more money, because I really want to have a nice stack when I go out there, because I do have some health problems, and with the change in environment, I can get sick a lot. So if I ever have to miss work, I want to not be oh my God, I don't have any money. But I also really want to work as an esthetician out there while I'm doing my music stuff that I really do enjoy. So it's not oh my God, I have to get up and go to work today. I hate this. So that's kind of how I thought of it. And, I plan on moving out there. I have some really dope people that I work with on my team out there. Jared Harris is one of them. That dude is, like, phenomenal, and they help me a lot. And we're actually working on a song right now that I was supposed to finish at the end of December going out there, but now I'm recording it here and I'm sending it to them. So, yeah, sorry I didn't mean to cut you off, but, yeah, I move out there next year by, like, late summer, early fall.
Okay, yeah. That's Southern California, right? Southern California, or?
Yeah, I'll be in Orange County.
Orange County, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you probably gonna, No, I was just gonna say the chat room and all the people out there, they're so lit right now. Like they're trying to all move out there right now. So that's what they're trying to do. Yeah, they're trying to be like, okay, Southern California, that's where I'm moving. That's where I'm moving to.
I ain't gonna lie though, y'all talking about you work 3 jobs. The cost of living out there. We all about to be working 3 jobs, baby. Because look, everybody out there.
Exactly. Exactly.
No,
exactly.
No, I would do it. I say everyone listening, like, if you can, you have the opportunity. I mean, like in my mindset, like I turned 22 on January 5th. So like, you know, I'm obviously so young. But I don't have any kids, and I'm at a pretty good financial like state, you know, and with me being able to work this. Like if you can do that, I definitely would, because, you know, worst case scenario, you can say you went out there and you tried it, and if you have to come back home or whatever you have to do, you do that, but you're not going to later on in your life be like, I wonder what would have happened if I would have moved, because you're always going to sit there and regret and wonder, like, what if you would have did that? So that's what I tell myself, and luckily I have a very supportive family. Like, as long as if I like it my first year out there, then, like, my family's going to move out there with me, and which I'm really hyped about because I'm, like, best friends with my parents. So y'all talk about having a social life, I hang out with my parents. And they're cool. I like them.
Nothing wrong with that.
My parents, we go to the casino, so we go to the casino and go eat crab legs.
Exactly. Okay. All right. See?
Right?
See?
Yeah.
That's what it is. That's what it is. That's what's up. Deja Cain's my guest, Nexxlegacy Radio. I am Branded, and a couple more questions with you. Make sure y'all go on IG, all social medias, Deja Cain. Make sure you go to YouTube, subscribe. I need all the subscribers to just go ahead and go support this young lady and all the things she's got going on as well. And, you know, as far as what's on the horizon, I know you talk new single. I know there's, like, you know, other things that you have, you know, that you probably can't discuss. But what are some of the things when you think about, like, future plans, collaborations, opening for, like, you know, would you want to open for Ariana Grande or, you know, Mary J. Blige or Demi Lovato or, you know what I mean? Like, that would be a goal, right?
Grande. That is, like, Ariana Grande, y'all understand, I have never been one to really be like, oh my God, like, I love that song. You know what I mean? Like, super fan crazy, but, like, if I open up for Ariana, that is my girl. She is so, oh my God, her vocals. I love it. I love all her music. And Russ, too. I want to meet Russ so bad. I want to make a song with Russ. He's, like, an independent artist, and he does, like, everything himself. I wish I could, but I don't have the patience. I already got too much going on. But that is my goal, and I want to be able to, like, bring the people I have with me, if that makes sense. Like, just like my dancers and stuff, you know, they're such great girls and they're so young, and Kevin is just freaking amazing. So I want to be able to have, like, a tour come up, or, you know, work with the artists that I really want to, and be able to also open up opportunities for them and just getting that exposure and that experience. But I think that is one of my biggest goals, is when COVID is kind of calmed down and everything, which will probably still be a little bit, is to do more gigs. And just like the guy that I work with, Jara, he said that he can help me a lot with shows and everything. So that's one of the reasons why I'm, like, super excited, which I'm not mad that I can't go out to California super soon, because it's not like I can perform right now. But yeah, it definitely is a goal to be able to perform more, just because, like, you never know. And you never know who's watching and who they know and what that can open up for you. and just when I get out there to work with more producers and artists, because out there it's such like, it's just so different. Like, if I don't know if people are familiar with Kansas, I know people like we're in the middle of the state and we're right next to Missouri, but it's a lot of like hardcore rappers here, and I don't hate on them for it, but it's definitely very hard for my type of style and being female. So that's why it's one of my biggest goals to reach other states. It's not so much like, oh, I hate Kansas City. It's just like, man, I really need to find my vibe and reach people that fit my sound and other great artists and learn from them. So that's pretty much what we have been working on here in the future when things calm down, is going to be more shows and movies and things like that, such stuff.
That's what's up. And I think that, you know, and it's achievable. It's doable. I mean, it can be done. It's been done before, you know what I mean? And it can be done again. So I think it's important, you know, to keep those goals up there too. And, you know, like you mentioned something about, you know, you never know who's watching, who's listening or whatever. Just a quick story. I was doing an interview. I forget who I was interviewing, but, you know, it was a celebrity person. And, you know, we did the interview, finished the interview, and then I had a surprise call, and it was actually, like, Lil' Kim, like, for real. You know what I'm saying? And that just kind of threw me off because I wasn't even expecting it, and she just called in. And, you know, we wound up setting up an interview later to do, but, you know, she just called in just to shout out the show, and that was a mic drop that I just really couldn't believe at the time. So I was like, you know, but, again, to your point, you never know who's watching, you never know who's listening. Like, you know, who's to say Ariana Grande hasn't scrolled down your page on Instagram or whatever, you know what I mean? Like, who's to say that certain celebrities haven't glanced at you at a time or two or whatnot with goals and ambitions, like, you know what, I could have her open up for me or whatever, you know what I mean? So, you know, it's all about presentation at the end of the day, so it's all good, you know, for you out there, because a lot of people are inspired by you right now, like, you know, chat rooms lit, people asking questions, you know, it's dope, people like the music, you know, and I think, again, it goes back to, like, different parts of the globe, not just in the States, but overseas. People are like, wow, you know what? I've never heard of Deja now. Now that I do, now I'm all in. So, you know, I think it's dope that people could, you know, just be able to reach out just like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it was crazy, too, because when I did that whole Spotify Warped whatever, Germany was, like, the country that I was listened to in the most. And I was like, really? Which is crazy because I spent 3 years in Germany.
Okay.
Yeah. And I always say I'm going to make a song in German just because I took the language for 3 years, and I actually was pretty good at it, but no one speaks German out here, so, like, I'm not the best anymore. But, yeah, like, I mean, like you were saying, I mean, even, like, with Jacqueline, I met her from doing the Hang It or Bang It, and I got on the Hang It or Bang It because I was doing other review shows, so, like, you know, that's what got me on here. So even just doing things like that and reaching out to shows and having them play your music, or, you know, I used to look up, like, hashtags and be like, hey, I'm just wondering how you guys interview people. But Jacqueline ended up seeing me from that, and then that's how she became my PR, and now she kind of helps do all that for me just because there's so much, you know, an artist can only do so much. Not that I have her do everything, but it's nice having, like, that extra hand, be like, hey, I already got this scheduled for you, like, just be clear on this day. And I'm like, oh my God, thank you. Like, that's one less thing I have to worry about. So it definitely is crazy who you connect to and who you reach to. And, you know, I love me some Fashion Nova. My whole wardrobe is Fashion Nova, and I tag them in everything. Yeah, and so recently they've been liking my pictures, and then I posted this really rough picture with me and my nieces. I got us matching outfits for Christmas. And they actually liked the picture, and I'm like, dang, like, I'm waiting for that one really good professional picture I take in their clothes, and they repost it. But my point being is, they get tagged all day long, and you might have taken me this whole freaking year, but they finally like my stuff and, you know, look at my messages, and you just never know what that can lead to. I mean, I'm not saying they done offered me nothing, but, like, that's one of my goals too, is I want to have a Fashion Nova Deja Cain collection, and it's going to happen because literally my scrubs are Fashion Nova, my pajamas, my workout clothes, my daily clothes, my dress clothes, I swear to God, it's all Fashion Nova. My shoes, so at this point, Fashion Nova, if you're listening, sponsor me.
How about a Deja Cain collection that Fashion Nova wants as far as a part of their line? They may look at that Deja Cain collection and be like, I need them. I need her on my team. So, hey, listen, we going to speak it, pray it, will it into existence because it could be that way, and it should be that way, and it will be that way. Why not? It's been done before. Like I said, It's been done before. Who to say it can't be done again? You know what I mean? So that we gonna push that level. So that's not a problem.
Right.
So Deja, one last question before I let you go. 5 years from now, 10 years from now, 15 years from now, 20 years from now, 100 years from now, when people listen to anything that is Deja Cain related, see anything that is Deja Cain related, what do you want them to remember your legacy as?
That's a good one. I want to say just a fun, free-spirited, outgoing, jokeable girl. That's pretty much it. I mean, I think I'm pretty laid back, and I just want people to be able to listen to my music, and it's like, like the songs that my parents listened to back in the day. I mean, you can play them songs anywhere, and people are like, man, like, it never gets old. Like Michael Jackson, not saying, like, I'm not no Michael Jackson status, but you could play some Michael Jackson, say Michael Jackson. Everybody loves Michael Jackson, okay? So I think that's my biggest goal. I just want to leave, like, a happy, positive imprint on everybody. And, when they say my name or they play my music, it's always something good. It's just a nice, like, man, Deja Cain, that was, something that wasn't like, oh, God, Deja Cain, which I'll have haters, but majority of people, I want them to remember me as that. It's just a nice, free spirit, caring, lovable, artisan.
I think
that makes sense.
I think the key word, the key words that I want to throw out there is free spirit, because to me, that's going to encompass everything that you do going forward. Because if people see that and they feel that in your music, and they see it as you live your day to day, you know what I'm saying? People are going to get inspired by that stuff easy. And people are going to be like, wow, how do you do it? And you could tell them your truth as far as how you got to this level and how you continue to get to this level. And I think it's dope that, you have that part of who you are and who you want to continue to be, encompass your daily life. So, that's because of what you said for yourself, not just having strong family backgrounds, being close to your family, but just driven. You got to be driven, and you seem like you have that. So, and that's important. So, again, all the listeners out there on Nexxlegacy Radio, I want y'all to go ahead and make sure you follow all things Deja Cain. And I'm telling you, you go subscribe to her YouTube. And me and Deja, we'll figure out something later, because if Deja want to be like, look, all right, well, if you are going to subscribe to my YouTube and you're the 1,000th YouTube subscriber or 2,000, 5,000, whatever, you'll get a free Amazon gift card on behalf of Nexxlegacy Radio. So me and Deja will figure out that whole promo push or whatnot. So we'll brainstorm, and we'll hit you on all social media platforms. And when it comes to that, because I need this young lady to get the subscribers. I need all you people out there to show your support, and I need y'all to go out, not just hit up her, Spotify, Amazon Music, all that, but just go support. When she got something dropping and it costs a certain amount, just go get it. Just go get it like I am. Like, I don't want to be that guy, that media guy. Okay, I got access. I can get it if I want to. No, I'm going to buy it. I'm going to buy it because you know why? We're investing in this young lady. So make sure y'all go ahead and support it, because if you buy it, that's going to make her want to just go and do shows and go make more music so we can buy again. You know what I mean? So, again, it's all about investing. So let's do it. Right. So I want to thank you for taking the time out to hang out with me, and
thanks for having me.
It's a lot of fun, and just like I said, I get that free spirited vibe from you, and I get that I get that compassion that you have for the game. As crowded as it is, they made room for you right now, and that's a dope movement. So, that I could safely say there's a lot more room that's going to be made based on your desire to get it in. So, you got my support. So you and I will connect.
Thank you.
And
Thank
like
you
I
so
said,
much.
I'm not listening.
Sure.
People out there, we need to up the subscribers, get a free gift card. It's holidays too, so do what you do. You know what I'm saying? I'm not even going to tell you how many gift cards I'm giving out. Me and Deja will figure that out. So just make sure y'all go, support, subscribe, and let's get it in. So Deja, we going to stay connected, especially when you come to California, because that's where I'm at. I'm in Northern California, but you'll be down below, so we're not far. Or at least we won't be. So we're good.
Yeah, well, thank you so much for having me. Thank you for everyone that listened and tuned in, and I'd like to see, all you guys that ask questions and who tuned in to listen for me, and I hope I answered your question somewhat okay.
Oh yeah, you got the internet chat room on radio, like you got people going crazy. So people gotta go check you out now. So they all becoming new fans now. People that's just now tuned in to you too. So definitely come back, especially when you release your new single. And then we'll just take we'll take phone calls from people who's not scared to call in and say, hey, so, listen, Deja's she won't bite you. She won't bite you. So if you want to call in and say hi when we do something on that level, then it's all good. So, we'll come up with a plan and we'll show that love and we'll continue to do this. This is not just her, one time only on Nexxlegacy. We're going to make sure that we get her back and we promote and we support, and we're gonna keep showing that love. That's what we do.
Thank you.
All right. Well, you have a good one. Happy holidays, and we will be connected, and we'll talk. Happy holidays. We'll definitely connect and stay on that path. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. Don't stop. Don't stop. Don't stop. Keep being you. Free spirit.
Thank you.
Free spirit.
Yeah.
That should be a song from you sometime soon. Free spirit, or the name of your album or something like that, because that's you. That's you. Just off the top of my head.
I've done something.
All right, shout out to Deja. Make sure you go ahead and follow her on IG, social media, Deja Cain. Appreciate you, babe.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. Have a good one.
You too, right here on Nexxlegacy Radio.
Nexxlegacy.